family, it's Ashley, and today we are going to our second doctor's appointment for tiny baby. But before we go inside, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell to become part of the family. And if you like our content, definitely share with your friends and family. It helps our channel and our family grow. With that said, I'm a little nervous. This is my first appointment, actually, ever going without Jason to check on a pregnancy. So wish me luck on that. I'm going to go in. As you can see, the beginning of this video was me introducing our second doctor's appointment, but that actually did not happen that same day. So I had my doctor's appointment scheduled for the Wednesday before New Year's Eve, right? And I, got the notification that it was still on and everything. And then like an hour before my appointment, the doctor's office was like, hey, just to warn you, the doctor is at a delivery at a hospital, but she'll be back by the time your appointment. You'll just probably have to wait 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, no worries. Just come on in. You'll be fine. So I get ready. I'm ready to go. I get to the doctor's office and I sign in and I sit there. And I wait in the waiting room, which there's like a ton of people in there, like waiting for their appointments. There's a woman that just got her ultrasound done that was waiting for the same doctor and everything. And so we wait. 15 minutes goes by and I'm like, okay, she's probably just getting her stuff ready and there's probably other people in front of me. That's fine. Like I'm okay with this. Like I hate being alone, but might as well just watch something. So I got my phone out and I put my headphone in one ear so I can be able to hear them call me or whatever. And I put on Call the Midwife on Netflix, which is a great show. Highly recommend it if you love anything that has to do with like the 50s or like a period piece. And if you love medical shows, if you love births and stories that have to do with that kind of stuff, definitely go check it out. It's on Netflix. It's on like season 8 now, which I'm trying to catch up. And shout out to my mother-in-law who got me watching that when we first met. Like she would watch it at her house and I would watch it with her. So yeah, no, shout out to you. But anyway, so I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, I'm halfway through the episode. Like, and these episodes are like an hour long, so 30 minutes have gone by since I started watching it. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm looking, nothing. Nobody's coming over to tell me anything. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe she's just really behind, And then the episode ends. A whole hour goes by. And I'm like, okay, this is not normal. Like I've never waited an hour in this doctor's office. And again, nobody comes over to warn us. Nobody tells us anything. The front desk at my doctor's office is not great. They are nice people, but they're just not very communicative and they're not personal like our doctor is. So I see that they call the lady that was in front of me who had an ultrasound that was waiting for the doctor, and they called her up to reschedule. Then they called me up and I said, please don't tell me you're rescheduling. And she goes, unfortunately, she's stuck at the hospital still. We need to reschedule you. And I'm like, well, can I come in tomorrow? Like, and she goes, oh no, we're closed tomorrow and Friday. Like, we'll have to see what we can do. And I'm like, at that point, I'm irritated, upset, because at that point, I was 11 weeks or so, like right around that time. And I wanted to know that tiny baby's heartbeat was strong, and my mind just went like to the negative area, and I just wanted to make sure that tiny baby was okay, and that he or she was growing very, very well and on time and everything like that. And they ended up getting me an appointment with my doctor for that next Monday, which you saw yesterday. And everything worked out fine, that appointment. But I'm like, you guys made me wait an hour and you didn't tell me. Like, you couldn't have told me 30 minutes ago. I could have, you know, rescheduled then. She goes, oh, well, the doctor was literally just told us like 5 minutes ago. And I'm like, so? And your point is, like, you know that we've been waiting for this long. You couldn't have just said, oh, the doctor hasn't said anything, it might be a little long of a wait, and suggest rescheduling, especially during the time of COVID and the pandemic. And so I was just really, really overwhelmed and emotional. Overly hormonal Ashley just starts crying in the office, and I'm like, seriously? So they reschedule my appointment. She doesn't even say anything besides, oh, we're sorry, doesn't comfort me or anything. I come back into, like, I get into the car, I call Jason hysterically, and he's like, oh, well, I would have just rescheduled knowing that she wasn't at the hospital, like at the clinic. And I was like, they wouldn't let me reschedule. They were saying and reassuring that she was going to be there. And he goes, call them back and see if you can get an appointment earlier than that with somebody else. And on that note, to go back and rewind, I literally asked them, I'm like, is there any other person here to be, like, to see me? Because I'm here and, you know, like, I've been here waiting this long. And they go, no, we're all full, like. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But fast forward into the car, Jason wanted me to make sure and talk to somebody else, you know, like, to see if they knew. And they go, no, we're all booked and we're closed for the next 2 days. And, you know, we don't have anything else available besides your appointment that we scheduled. And I was like, I hysterically just, like, and I was crying the whole time. I was like, I'm crying in my car. I was going for broke, and I basically told them, I'm like, I'm worried about my baby. Like, I haven't had a doctor's appointment in a couple of weeks. Like, I just want to double check that, you know, his or her heartbeat is going strong and that everything is like that. And the person at the front desk had the audacity to be like, oh, well, you can just go to the urgent care, they'll check it out for you. And I'm like, I'm here. Like, whatever. So I got off the phone with her, I called my mom, and I confided in her, and I went to Starbucks and got a Starbucks order. And the rest of the day I was just like my nerves were shot. I got the Doppler out and everything was fine. I heard the baby's heartbeat, but we didn't get an accurate, like, number. So I didn't get the accurate number until our appointment that we showed you on Wednesday. Other than that, I did confront the doctor, and I was like, the front desk needs to get a little bit better with this, you know, communication and being more, you know, better with the customers or the clients, especially the pregnant ones. Just because we have, you know, more emotions, and I probably overreacted, and, you know, like, I should have just been calm about the situation, but it was just really frustrating. And she confided in me, she was like, I'm so sorry, Ashley. It was a crazy day. I delivered 6 babies in that time period. Like, it was just a nuts day. It was a full moon day, and, you know, after knowing that, I felt kind of ridiculous, but, you know, it was also a very traumatic experience for me as well. Because and mind you, this was the second time we had to reschedule an appointment. Our first appointment, we had to reschedule for a telehealth appointment. It was basically like the same thing that happened to the lady in front of me that had the ultrasound. I got the ultrasound done, but the telehealth appointment had to be the next Tuesday, which my appointment was on Friday. So it was just a second time, the scheduling department of our office is kind of needs work, but other than that, we love our doctor. And so with that said, we're going to just grin and bear it and hope for the best. But I hope that incident doesn't happen again, because it was very stressful, and just especially during COVID, it's just weird being around people that you don't know, and then being in the lobby of the doctor's office around people. It's just very eerie feeling still to me, and then being alone just makes my anxiety go up. So let's see what happens down the road. But as of now, we got our appointment taken care of, and all is good with the world as of right now. But other than that, we're gonna end today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed my little crazy event that happened. But remember, family, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell to become part of the family. Until then, have a family-filled day, and we'll talk to you in our next video. See you later.